And I wrote this first chapter, and originally it was going to be this crazy, weird, yeah, her fingers are gone, and I was going to play it straight, like it was going to be a science fiction sort of Philip K. Dick. Her fingers really were missing. But it didn't feel right, and I just kind of put it away. But I never forgot the first chapter, and I think it was away for a good 8 months to a year. And I just happened to be on the internet reading about awful afflictions, and I came across narcolepsy. And once I started reading about narcolepsy, I didn't know anything about narcolepsy other than Theo Bailey and a narcoleptic falls asleep. But when I started reading about the hypnagogic hallucinations and this thing called cataplexy, just a horrible, terrible disease, but at the same time, as soon as I came across narcolepsy, this first chapter made complete sense to me. And the title occurred to me immediately, The Little Sleep. I had a narcoleptic private detective. He was dreaming when he saw the woman with the third fingers missing.
I can't believe you told me that. I haven't gotten to that point yet.
I know, I said I was going to spoil the plot at all either. So when I wrote the book, I wanted to roll around and get as dirty with as many of the PI conventions as possible, and sort of tweak them and undermine them, not in a mean way, in a way that sort of, gave honor to, Raymond Chandler and all sort of the pulp heroes of the past. But, I very much was about trying to take every convention possible. There are some heavies in this, gun-toting goons, but you don't know if they're real or not, etc. And to me, really, this whole novel is about two things. Thematically, to me, it's about reality and memory and identity, and how much of it we make up ourselves, how much of it is dependent upon what we remember and what other people tell us about ourselves. But ultimately, the book is about Mark Janovich. It's his show. He's the main character. He suffers quite a bit, but he muddles through it, like I just did here. So, any questions? Sorry, just say it again. No, there's no cure for narcolepsy. I mean, from the research that I've done, and there are varying degrees of narcolepsy. I gave him the worst. There are drug therapies that can make the symptoms better, but it's physical, it's neurological, it's not behavioral, and there's no cure yet, unfortunately. A lot of things he does make it worse. Like if you're narcoleptic, you're not supposed to be smoking or drinking coffee.
Are you a smoker?
I am not a smoker.
Oh, because you've written so much in there about smoking,
yeah,
and all that. And I'm thinking, this is argued like a smoker.
No, my mother was no.
You got to see it firsthand.
Yeah, no. It's funny you asked. I was very aware of all the smoke. I put it there on purpose, just sort of the memory of the whole thing. But I was aware, because I'm pretty much very much almost honestly violently anti-smoking, but. I think like the smoking situations he's in, I kind of make it look like it's not like everyone will smoke. It's just sort of what all the heroes of pulp that I read. Their guy smoked, and for his character, it ends up being sort of a big deal in the book.
Is he continuing with your next book?
Yes, I have a 2-book deal, so I'm just finishing up the rough draft of the second novel. I'm going to turn that in a couple weeks. So it features the same guy, Mark Janovich.
I'm curious about your start as well. Did you major in writing or English in college, or how did you come to write?
No, I was going to actually joke after Rosemary was done speaking, sort of an accidental writer myself. I was a math major. I have a master's degree in mathematics. My wife was an English major, and I used to make fun of her and say, "You English majors, you just make it all up." Shakespeare wasn't thinking this, but now that I am a real writer, it's true. Just make it up. I was in Vermont. It was cold. Burlington's beautiful. I love Burlington, Vermont, but I was 200 miles away from my girlfriend and my wife, alone. Well, my sister was there, but she was doing anything. It was just really cold. I had no car. It was too cold to walk anywhere, so I just started reading a ton. And then when I got out of grad school, I just started messing around with writing. So, yeah, and I just kind of fell into it.